Hello, welcome to Tamil Mom by Banu. I am Banu. This vlog is on Saturday morning before cleaning the first floor. We are planning to segregate everything and organize this bookshelf. It's mainly for books and stationery, a one-stop destination, I should say. So I asked my kids to get books and stationery from all over the house, and this is what it is. And my daughter is still getting more and more books. I really don't understand where were these lying. It was there everywhere, and after getting it into one place, it's like so much. I have no idea how I'm going to organize or arrange it, but I have to do it. It's like a challenge to me. I'm going to put everything in one place. This will do it on Sunday, and I'll include this in the next vlog. This is the next day, Sunday morning. I get up by 8:20 on Sundays, and as soon as I get up, I'm going to drink hot water, half a liter. Here, my father-in-law and mother-in-law have made a mixture for omelette. I think it's going to be bread omelette today, Sunday morning breakfast. Here, my kids are also having their half cup of warm water. They really hate it, but I make it a point for them to drink. Sundays are the only time I sit casually reading the newspaper before doing my work. So after that, I am going to start off with my husband's breakfast. He's leaving early today, so he's going to have his bread omelette. It's easy, tasty, healthy, yet I wouldn't say normal bread, white bread is healthy, but once in a while it's okay. We have it with tomato ketchup. These 2 bottles of tomato ketchup has little in it. I want to finish it off and dispose those bottles. And I'm preparing omelette over here. Omelette, egg omelette in the morning. My children don't like omelette, but for the sake of bread, they sit. And of course, once in a while, such breakfast apart from the normal idli dosa, this really is healthy as well. So after my husband's breakfast, I'm going to sit later. In between, my son wants me to give him a bath. Usually his father gives him on weekdays. On Sundays it's mostly my duty. So he finished taking his bath by 9:15, and now I got freshened up and I came to have my bread omelette. The bottles of sauce, I think it's going to get over by today. Let's see. There's one big bottle. I'm yet to open it. I haven't opened until unless this gets over. So this is the way I like to place my omelette, bread and ketchup and have it. You can't have more than 2 sets of this because it's quite filling. So after this, I'm going to start off with one load of laundry. The color ones I have started, and the white ones and the towels are remaining. In the meantime, I thought we'll finish off lunch. Sundays are lazy days. I just kept dal to boil, and here rice for afternoon lunch, and the milk is boiled already. I'm having my normal water after breakfast. The dosa tawa. This is the tawa which we use for everything. Chapati, not dosa actually. It's a dosa tawa, but we don't use it for dosa. For chapati and other roti items. So it's yet to cool. It's an iron tawa. In the meantime, I'll casually drink water and then start off. Today, no green tea. I give a holiday. It's for holiday for green tea. So I'll just have my hot water and then start off with my regular activities. Sundays are the days when I do all my work in a very casual, relaxed way. I don't hurry up, I don't stress myself at all. Actually, this is strawberry homemade jam, homemade strawberry jam. It's called strawberry preserve. My husband got it through one of his friends. It's quite nice, but I don't usually have jams. Once in a while, my children have it. My son is yet to have his breakfast very late. So I came to the kitchen to prepare sambhar today. Today this is chow chow or nookal they say. For that I've taken small onions, large onions, tomatoes, curry leaves and coriander. I usually collect all the peels in this moram. I specifically have it just to collect all the peels so that my countertop remains clean and neat. Any type of cutting, I use this one and take off all the peels in that. And now I'm going to put this entire thing in water, because no matter what, even if we take out the peels, certain amount of pesticides or fertilizers which they spray on the vegetables remains. So I try to soak most of the times all the vegetables in water before cooking. And today's sambar recipe is the traditional way. One of our subscribers had asked me for a traditional South Indian sambar, and this is the way we prepare it. So I've taken a tamarind over here, and I've soaked all the vegetables required for the sambar and water. I'm going to cut or chop the nukkal into small pieces, bite-sized pieces. Actually, this subscriber was a North Indian. I think she is a North Indian, and she very much wanted a sambar, a traditional, easy, typical South Indian sambar. So I'm going to include this recipe just for her. Unfortunately, I forgot her name. So I'm going to cut all the nukkal over here, and this is the quantity of nukkal I usually use, because nukkal can't be used in any other way. We can't consume it in any other way. My children don't eat it, so I put it in sambar, and I make sure they eat more of this in the sambar. So I include so many nukkals. It's 10:30 now. I will go and check the washing machine. There are 6 minutes left. Quite a little sun is peeping up. I don't think it's going to be sunny today at all. So in 6 minutes, I'm going to chop off my onions, tomatoes, and the rest of the vegetables and start off with the sambar work. I won't be drying my first load now. I will take it off, load the second load, and then after finishing the sambar, once for all, I'll go and dry it up. That way, I will have a peaceful time in making this sambar. Otherwise, it's half and half here and there. So I'm chopping the onions. You can use fully small onions, or you can use large onions as well. Since I had small onions, I'm having it. I'm just chopping it, and I've taken curry leaves, placing it along with the onions. And next, I'll be taking the tomatoes. Tomatoes, you need to chop it normally. And once we finish chopping everything, just 2 spoons of oil is what is required for any sambar. Sambar doesn't require more oil. So I've taken asafoetida here, perangayam. For sambar, it's a must, and I include asafoetida in everything. So along with this, I'm going to add the normal mustard, cumin, seasoning. Once that splutters, I'm going to add both onion, tomatoes along with the curry leaves to saute them in the oil. Usually people saute it differently. First it's onion and then tomato. It doesn't make a lot of difference most of the times, as long as you fry it or saute it until it turns mushy. That's the main thing in any sambar. Most of the sambars, if you're using small onion, they don't even fry it or saute it in oil. They just put it just like that to boil. It gives a different flavor as well. So now I'm going to take off the first load of laundry and start off with the second load. I'm going to keep this laundry basket for drying, and the first load I will come and dry it once I finish off the sambar. So I'm going to load it up and set the timer for next 30 minutes, which actually takes mostly 45 to 50 minutes by the time it gets rinsed and spinned. And so I'll keep this here and go back to my sambar over here. It's still getting sauteed. I kept it on medium flame. Sim, I should say, not medium flame also. Now I'm going to add salt, rock salt, as per your taste. After adding salt, the time to saute turns, it gets faster, because usually onions and tomatoes saute well with salt. Here we had prepared puri, and the leftover oil which was there, we finished everything by seasoning. I had used it for the manga toke as well. You would have seen my previous vlog. A little bit of oil is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour hot dal water, the water which comes out of the dal, into this box, this container, this oil container, and I'm going to use that water as well into the sambar. This way the oil container gets neatly cleaned without any stickiness, and also I will use up the oil by itself. I've taken dal water for parpa rasam. Whenever we have sambar, we make dal rasam. So I've taken up little dal water. Here I had soaked coriander in water, and I can't believe nowadays coriander has such a lot of mud. I need to soak it like all other greens like palak and other green vegetables. It leaves a lot of water. By mistake also, we should not add it in chutney just by washing it. So after that, I'm going to rinse it under running water and chop it a little for this. Now our tomato and onions are sauteed well and it's become mushy. I will be adding the nukkal along with this and just give it a mix. We have already added salt. The typical way of making sambar in my family is this. There are a lot of ways of making sambar, but I prefer this way that's easy as well as it's convenient for me. Here I'm adding sambar powder. Usually, most of them don't use sambar powder. My mother's place, they use the normal chili powder for. They have one chili powder which they use for veg and non-veg dishes, apart from dhania powder. So here in my in-laws family, they use a separate masala for sambar as sambar powder. They use it for all the sabjis and sambars. But I suggest you can use both chili powder if you have sambar powder, or you can just use chili powder as well. The taste doesn't change a lot in the sambar as far as I have seen. So I'm adding the rest of the dal water in this so that it's easy for me to mash the dal. You need to add a little more hot water, preferably, to this nukkal and onion tomato, which we have sauteed, so that there is one boil coming. And once it starts boiling, the salt and the spiciness gets into the vegetable which we are adding. So let us wait for it to boil once. In the meantime, I'm going to mash it. This is a potato masher. Actually, I got it when my daughter was small. I had to mash food for her. She was an infant. I got this one and I'm using it for mashing dal, and it's really very handy. It's the same from the day I got it and I'm using it for so many years. Make sure the dal is smoothly mashed without any dal as a whole, because once you put it in sambar, you pour it in sambar, it doesn't get cooked. So the dal masher, I'll just dip it in the sambar for the rest of the dal to be taken there. And now I'll be adding the dal water from the oil container. Oil container is clean. I can scrub it off like any other vessel, because no need to add hot water or anything, even though it's an oil container. So now I'm going to squeeze the lemon which I had soaked it previously. And I should say that a, a wholesome or a tasty sambar depends on the kind and the quantity of the tamarind which you use in the sambar, because without tamarind, none of the sambars anywhere, any sambar of any variety will taste good. So make sure that you add adequate amount of tamarind. In many places they even add jaggery, but it changes the entire taste of the sambar. Tamilians and typical South Indian sambars does not include jaggery. Towards Mangalore and other sides they use jaggery. That's a different masala altogether. So here I've added tamarind along with the water, chili powder, there is sambar powder, and onion, tomato, salt. So once it starts boiling, I'll add the chopped coriander into the dal, mashed dal. And now I will be taking off this entire thing and pouring it into the cooker along with the boiled mashed dal and coriander, and mix it up and make sure it is boiled or cooked for one whistle. If the cooker is full, don't leave it for a whistle, because it will spread, it will start spraying everywhere around the kitchen. So I suggest keep it on sim and wait for 10 to 15 minutes. Maximum it's just 10 minutes, otherwise it tends to burn in the bottom. If you have a bigger cooker, I suggest you to have a bigger cooker so that you can close it and let it cook for one whistle, because nukkal is a hard vegetable. It tends to cook a little slowly than the other vegetables. According to my taste, the tamarind was a little less, the pulp, the sourness, so I am adding a little more tamarind in this, so that it is according to our taste. After this, I'm going to mix it up and close the cooker and leave it for 10 minutes under sim. I know the exact time before it tends to burn in between, so I'm not going to wait till then. I'll suggest not to wash the ladle, because later you're going to put it inside the same bowl. To scrape it off from the cooker, so I'll keep it just that way. After 10 minutes or so, I'll switch off the stove before it catches at the bottom. So now the time is at 10:50. By the time I switch off the stove and the steam releases, it will cook. I'll have to wash those vessels. The oil container is absolutely clean. I just need to scrub it off. And now I'm going to dry all the first load clothes. And then I came here, I switched off the stove. Not yet, I guess. It's still, yeah, now I'm going to switch it off. I've left one stand empty because the second load has to be dried up. So it's 11 o'clock, 26 minutes to go, and it's still running in the washing machine. I'll come and wash all the vessels, and I've switched off the stove and wait for the steam to release. Here my son could not finish his online recorded activity, so my daughter is helping her, and I'm going to finish my tea. Today is Sunday, everything is very late, so not going to wait till I finish my second load. And I've opened the sambar now. It's really the same required texture, consistency, and the same taste, I guess. Once we taste, we'll know. So sambar is ready for afternoon lunch, and I'll get back to my dishes. This sambar can be made or prepared with any vegetable, or you can prepare it just with small onions or large onions. It will taste the same. So if you have liked this vlog, please do like, share, and post your valuable comments in the comment box. And also do not forget to subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon next to it. More and more vlogs coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye for now.